Gemini, this is your August 1st through 7th reading for 2018. All right, let's see what's going on with you. All right, I hope all is well. I see some people that are still dealing with the remnants of crap from last month, and then I see people who are being offered like these brand new rebirths. I want you to know and pay attention to Gemini. Anytime you see the number 5 on any of these cards, understand that that means you're at a pivotal point in that particular area, and I'll go over that with you, okay? So let's begin, Gemini. Okay, now shuffled, cut. It's like the same thing. I'm seeing a lot of people are just tired of the fake ass people. You're just tired of these non-genuine individuals, gaslighters, people who like to start stuff, people who love mayhem, you know. Everybody's sick of these people at this point, okay? And now the thing is that these people are likely not going anywhere anytime soon, right? So I want you to look at this picture. And what number do you see at the top? Okay, pivotal time in your life. Gemini, for some of you are tired of fighting these people. When I say fighting these people, I'm referring to putting these people in their place in a way, okay? Pick up your sword and let them know, no, you're not going to have me walking away, putting my weapon down and like walking away in tears. No, that's not how we're going to deal with this. I mean, do you see the enjoyment on the face of the person who defeated the other two individuals? I mean, this person enjoys mind games, and feeling like they are mentally, ahead of you. When that's impossible, because you're in the place that you belong in, they're in the place that they belong in, and everybody's in the place that they belong in. But in your life, these people have to be given boundaries. And so with the number 5 on top, some of you Gemini do not like confrontation. Some of you do not like letting people know, excuse me, like no, right? Excuse me, no. And if you do it tactfully, I promise you, spirit guides and angels will be right there. And the boundary will have been set. So you're being told to start setting boundaries with people around you who you need to set them with, okay? Because if you don't start doing it now, it's going to become a part of your just regular makeup, and you will stop fighting these people, and you'll have too many of them around you, and then we'll be talking about a big problem. So people who don't know their place, you're going to have to pick up your sword and you're going to have to let them know, right? And this is metaphorically. You're going to have to let them know, I'm sorry. This is where I get off the train with you. When people do things that they have no business doing that you don't like. You set the pace for what you like in your life and what you don't like, okay? And I feel like that information made a lot of you happy. I feel like some of you are dealing with like maybe somebody that is like really asking for it. And like some of you came and said, let me watch my reading and see, would I be a bad person if I told this person like, yo, you need to leave my house in 30 days because what you're doing in my house, I don't like it. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like some of you are like, would I be wrong because this person is so out of pocket? No, you would not. You're setting boundaries with people in your space. Okay? So yeah, that should make you happy to know that you have the absolute right to let people know what their boundaries are in your life, okay? Ace of Swords. That means that coming the first week of August, a lot of you are getting ready to go through a growth spurt intellectually. Maybe some of you have graduated recently, or maybe some of you have just experienced quite a bit and it was used to your advantage. You really learned from every lesson that has been presented to you for quite some time. And as a result, the Ace of Swords represents the planting of a seed of a different type of intellect, a different way of seeing things, a different perspective. It's a new seed. It's an ace. It's wonderful. It means that you are going to be growing intellectually. You understand what I'm saying? Anything that requires your intellect, you're going to be like in tip-top shape. Okay? This card means either you've put a lot of work into something or you've already done a lot of work. Maybe you're waiting for your ship to come in, and that's what we'll be talking about next. Or we're going to be talking about what you put a lot of work in. Okay, I'm sensing a little bit of a relationship coming up because this means nonchalance toward people around you who love you, okay? And usually that's what happens when you're in a relationship that you're putting a lot of work in. Am I going to pull a lover's card or the such? No, I'm going to pull a you don't know the whole story about something. So if I just look at all of these cards right here, I feel like we might be talking about one story. You're not being told the whole truth about something. Something's heavy on your mind, which has the people around you who love you on the back burn a little bit. Somebody's making you not want to fight anymore. But the major arcana is happy in the Ace of Swords. Spirit guides and angels, please let me know what this means. Okay, we're talking about love and what to do about something that happened. Well, what happened? Well, something that required some form of justice. Definitely regarding a relationship. Some of you are thinking about doing something with regards to the relationship that you're in. But then the Justice card popped up, which means somebody may have done something unfair. You need to make a decision about how to go about this. You love this person. However, you're angry with this person. Well, now some of you are daydreaming about what it could be like if you were to stay with this person, but now you're being told to walk away. The Empress is a birth giver. She manifests whatever she wants. You're being urged to walk away from this relationship. This is the choice card. Intellectually, are you going to do this or are you going to do that? Yeah, because you're dealing with somebody that's like way too brash and too controlling. I had to pull so many cards to come to that conclusion, huh, Gemini? Well, yeah. Walk away from this love relationship with that person that is like super brash and super controlling and has a very violent way of doing things at times. Ace of Wands represents new beginnings, okay? That's at your disposal, my loves, okay? This confirms that we're talking about a relationship. And again, I'm still seeing where, like, one party is putting in more work than the other. This means I've put a lot of work in. Cups represent love. You're walking away. You're turning your back and walking away from it. This confirms to me that, yes, you loved this person. That's why you're walking away from 8 cups. You understand what I'm saying? You're walking away from love. You love this person, but you know that for everything to be the way that you would want this relationship to be, what is fair for you and what the relationship has boiled up to at this point in time, you know that you would just be living a fantasy by staying with this person. You know that. You know that. And they recently did something that really pissed you off, that really hurt you. When I see these two cards, I sense that, the other party did something that really was like a really deep reflection of how much of your feelings that they really do not care about, or that they don't know how to respect. Like, they overstep their boundaries with regards to like how to talk to you, how to treat you. Like, they will hurt your feelings very hard, like in a heartbeat. Like, they can be very mean. And it upset you, because guess what? You're not willing to deal with that. You're not willing to deal with that. And you know that expecting that to change is a fantasy. That's what you know. That's why you're going to walk away. And so right now you're just looking out into the world, right? Trying to find out what your place is in this world and what you're going to do now that you're not going to be putting all of your time and attention into this relationship anymore. You've got some people around you who love you, whether it be children or the most important one, love for self. We can't neglect those things, okay? And relationships are usually the catalyst for this kind of thing. Everybody gets put on the back burn, even you, because you're putting all of the work into the relationship. But see, I can see that a lot of you, Gemini, have already made the decision to leave. This card means get on my horse and do it. You have already made the decision to walk away. Okay? Because you know that lies are a constant, part of your relationship. Communication's starting to get worse between the two of you. Things are not getting better, they're getting worse faster. And, your intellect is basically screaming at you to make the decision. You're going to make it because you're not willing to deal with someone who does not have any regard for your feelings. And you're tired of fighting this relationship. You're tired of fighting this person to getting them to understand that your feelings actually matter. You know what I'm saying? And you have put a lot of work into the relationship. That's why the Justice card pulled up, basically saying that this is an unfair, unequally yoked type situation. This card represents lies too. This could mean that you've known this person from the past, or that you have children with this person. That could mean as well. Again, the Empress means that you can give birth to whatever you want to. You can manifest whatever you want to, meaning if you don't want to be in this relationship anymore, you don't have to. You can birth yourself out of any situation, and now you are left with, do you want to be happy with the choice that you are going to make, which is to be more vigilant and to put on your armor with regards to the people that you tell that you love. Is this the lesson that you've learned out of all that you've experienced in this relationship, Gemini? Sorry for all the noise next door, guys. I can't control that. I hope that it doesn't distract you. Sometimes it can me, but I hope it doesn't distract you. I had to mention it because it was just loud. So let's make sure in the future, okay, because you're walking away, you're tired of fighting. You've made that decision in this situation, and this is one of those situations where you should be tired of fighting, because it doesn't look like anything is going to change, no matter how much you fight. And you realize that, and it would just be a fantasy for you to stay in this relationship and for it to be what you deserve to have. At least so many of you, I get the sense, know your worth. Thank you so much for that part. Because you don't know how many people stay in relationships like this when they deserve better and could experience the world in a completely different light without that kind of baggage, and without being with people who carry that type of baggage. They have to work on that baggage on their own. And there are reasons for separations in life. I'm sorry, because there are times when they are no longer conducive, or even you sometimes are no longer conducive to what they need to learn to move forward in this journey in a positive light. So now you're left with a logical decision that you have to make, which will give birth to whatever result you want, which is the ending of this relationship. And I just almost feel like the sun, that this card came up because a lot of you Gemini were like saying, should I really stick out this relationship? Because walking away from 8 cups means walking away from a relationship that you've been in for a very long time. The good thing about this that I saw was that I did not necessarily see the 10 of cups, which means I feel as though I'm talking to a couple or a Gemini who is in a relationship with someone. They need to exit like immediately, and they don't have children with this person, which means that they are, that, you know, it's a much easier process to just move on. You know what I'm saying? But some of you are wondering, like, you know, I've been with this person for so long. What advice, Spirit, do you have? Should I keep fighting for this relationship or not? Well, what I'm seeing in the cards is that this person, whenever I see the Knight of Swords as the other party, if you're in a relationship with the Knight of Swords, I'm telling you, you need to exit. Because the Knight of Swords is a very brash individual who has no concept of other people's feelings. Okay, the Knight of Swords is somebody who has to deliver a message, and they don't care how they deliver it. It is that important that that message be delivered in haste, if violence is required. And I'm talking about from their perspective to relay that message. So the way they communicate is like very verbally abusive. Okay, so if you have a sun, moon, or rising in in Capricorn, watch that one. Not the very last one I did, the one before that. Okay, what else is going on with Gemini before I let you guys go? Okay, sacrifice, Page of Pentacles, and spiritual union. Okay. So yes, the sacrifices that you make will either lead to happiness. This card means happiness in the major arcana, okay? The sacrifices that you make will either lead to happiness or consequences. Those are the only 2 options. So remember that. When it comes to choices right now, it looks to me like I feel as though most of you have already made the choice that you are going to move forward, and you're going to only be in spiritual unions because you will have your gear on, and you'll know how to be more meticulous with who you pick to be with and who to show and deliver your messages of love to. Who you choose to go let know you like them like that. You're going to wear your armor, and you're going to be more meticulous, and you're going to protect yourself a little bit more when you make your choices when it comes to spiritual unions, okay? You've already made the choice to exit the relationship, I sense, for most of you. Some of you may choose to stay if you feel that it is salvageable. If you want a private reading so that we can get deeper into your cards, for those of you who want to salvage the relationship and think you may be able to, please, you know, that's what I'm here for. So consider that. And then also, the Page of Pentacles is a messenger of money, okay? A messenger of something tangible, money. So it looks to me like right now, you know, after you in this relationship, you're going to be making sacrifices for your happiness down the line. I'm thinking livelihood, right? And then a lot of you Gemini want to be in relationships. And guess what? They're totally feasible as long as you put your armor on when you go ahead and allow yourself to be in these intimate relationships with people, okay? So Gemini, that was your reading. So it looks to me like love may be coming your way the first week of August. And you just ended something. Some of you may not want to have anything to do with the relationship because you're exiting one. And some of you, it's summertime, may actually want to like give yourself permission to have a good time since you've been in such a drag of a relationship for quite some time with someone who did not talk to you properly, treat you right, and hurt your feelings on a regular. Or at least did his damnedest to try. You understand what I'm saying? Or her darndest to try. Go have fun. You understand what I'm saying? Love is, you're the type of person, love's going to come to you. Don't worry about that. It looks to me like you're always going to be able to have the opportunity to have a spiritual union with somebody, Gemini. But you have to be very careful with who you pick and who you choose, okay? And right now, one thing that can distract you from even thinking about love at this moment, if it's a burden for you right now, is to focus on your funds. You know what I mean? Focus on making the sacrifices that you need for happiness later, like your stability and all that type of good stuff, like that grown-up stuff, where we're working on our finances and working on our place, and we know our journeys here, and we, you know, we're working on ourselves. We're enjoying life. So, for those of you who this resonated with, I ask that you hit like and subscribe and leave your comments. If you're a new subscriber, thank you very much. I'm glad you're here. And if you want a private reading so we can go deeper into this, my information is in the description area, okay? So you can send me an email, or you can send me, you know, go ahead and book your reading. I get the information immediately. I contact you and I let you know when my next availability is, which sometimes could even be that evening. Definitely the next day, or at least the next day in the evening. So there's no long turnaround time or anything like that. And, you know, for those of you who feel like you've got this covered, then keep doing your thing, okay? Because what you're being told is to get away from the gaslighter, because that person is a lot of baggage. And there's some lessons that you have to learn with regards to love to make sure you protect yourself from people who are not right for you and who don't treat you right. Focus on your funds and make whatever sacrifices you need to in order for your happiness down the line and right now. Make the logical choices that are required for all of this, okay? So, I will talk to you soon. Love you guys, and namaste.